Think accountants just sit in cubicles crunching numbers all day? Think again. Most people picture an accountant only during tax season. Glasses on, calculator in hand, buried in receipts. But that's just one tiny corner of a much bigger picture. In reality, accountants are the architects behind every financially successful business you know. They're the ones who make sure the money isn't just coming in, but staying in. They catch fraud, forecast financial futures, and help leaders make million-dollar decisions with confidence. And if you're thinking, well, I don't run a business, so why should I care? Here's the truth. Whether you're managing your own taxes, saving for a home, or running a side hustle, understanding what accountants actually do could save you thousands of dollars and years of regret. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how accountants work and how their skills can transform your financial life. Here's the issue. Most people don't realize how critical accountants are until it's too late. You might think, I've got QuickBooks, TurboTax, or a spreadsheet, I'm good. But let's get real. Financial software can't give you advice. It can't interpret shifting tax laws, warn you when your business model's leaking cash, or help you scale without falling apart. In today's world, where the economy is unpredictable and financial mistakes are expensive, not understanding the value of an accountant can cost you big time. In fact, according to the National Small Business Association, over 60% of small businesses rely on accountants for financial strategy, not just taxes. And for individuals, IRS data shows that professionally prepared returns are less likely to trigger audits or include costly mistakes. So whether you're a freelancer unsure how to file quarterly taxes, a new homeowner navigating deductions, or a business owner trying to stay compliant, an accountant isn't just someone you hire once a year. They're a partner in your long-term financial strategy. And yet, most people only scratch the surface of what accountants can do. That misunderstanding doesn't just hurt your wallet. It can hold back your future. If you've ever felt unsure about your money decisions, this video is for you, because once you understand the full scope of what accountants actually do, you'll start to see opportunities, not just obligations. So what do accountants actually do day in and day out? It starts with something basic, but critical: keeping track of money. Every dollar that comes in or goes out of a business, household, or nonprofit has to be recorded accurately. But this isn't just a glorified spreadsheet. Accountants take that raw data and turn it into financial statements that tell the story of a company's health, like an X-ray of its financial body. These reports are what banks, investors, and even the IRS rely on to make decisions. Of course, taxes are part of the picture, but it's not just about filing once a year. A good accountant helps you plan ahead, legally lower your tax bill, and avoid trouble before it starts. That's especially important now with tax laws changing faster than most people can keep up. Then there's the audit work. When companies need to prove that their numbers are accurate, whether to regulators, shareholders, or even internally, it's accountants who dig in, verify the data, and ensure everything's in compliance. They're not just crunching numbers. They're protecting reputations and preventing fraud. And here's something most people don't realize. Accountants help plan for the future. Through forecasting and budgeting, they help businesses make smart decisions: when to expand, where to cut back, how to prepare for what's coming. They don't just explain what happened financially, they help shape what happens next. This is the heartbeat of what accountants do. It's about clarity, compliance, and control, not just counting dollars. Now here's where things get really interesting, because not all accountants do the same job. In fact, the world of accounting is packed with specialists, and each one plays a unique role in the financial ecosystem. Some accountants are detectives. They work in forensic accounting, diving deep into financial records to uncover fraud, embezzlement, or suspicious activity. These professionals are often called in during lawsuits, divorces, or corporate investigations. They follow the money, literally, and help courts and businesses get to the truth. Others are strategic advisors behind the scenes of major companies. These are management accountants. They don't just report the numbers, they analyze them to help executives make big decisions. Should we open a new location? Is this product still profitable? Are we spending too much on operations? Management accountants are the ones answering those questions in the boardroom. Then there's a whole group working inside government agencies, ensuring that taxpayer money is spent responsibly. Government accountants audit budgets, prevent misuse of funds, and ensure that public dollars serve the public good. should. Without them, public finances could easily spiral out of control. You also have internal auditors, people who work inside companies to make sure everything's running by the book. They check systems, processes, and controls to make sure the business is efficient, compliant, and protected from risk. While they may not always be in the spotlight, they're the silent force keeping businesses honest and secure. The bottom line, accounting isn't a one-size-fits-all job, it's a spectrum of specialties, each one solving a different kind of financial puzzle. And depending on your situation, personal, professional, or legal, knowing which kind of accountant you need can make all the difference. So, what does a typical day in the life of an accountant actually look like? It's not all number crunching and spreadsheets. In fact, much of their day is spent solving real problems. They're analyzing financial data, looking for trends, spotting red flags, and identifying opportunities. For business clients, that might mean flagging a department that's overspending or recognizing when it's time to invest in growth. They're also preparing reports that help others make decisions. That could be a profit and loss statement for a small business owner who's trying to stay afloat, or a cash flow forecast for a startup trying to secure funding. These aren't just boring documents, they're tools that guide critical moves. Accountants spend time in meetings too. They're advising clients, explaining financial results, answering tough questions, and helping people understand what the numbers actually mean. Because here's the truth, most people aren't fluent in financial. Accountants are the translators, turning complex figures into plain English insights. And then there's the compliance side. Accountants keep up with evolving laws and regulations, tax codes, reporting standards, deadlines, and make sure nothing slips through the cracks. This isn't optional. Missing one requirement can mean penalties, fines, or worse, whether they're behind a desk, on a video call, or digging through a digital trail of receipts. Every task an accountant handles comes back to one goal: helping people and businesses stay financially healthy and smart. So now you know what accountants really do, but how does that help you? Let's start with individuals. If you've ever filed your own taxes and wondered whether you did it right, you're not alone. A good accountant doesn't just save you time, they can save you thousands. From finding deductions you didn't know existed to helping you plan smarter for retirement, buying a home, or running a side hustle. They make sure your money works for you, not against you. And here's the secret. It's not just about income. Even if you don't make a ton, a strategic accountant can help you avoid costly mistakes that drain your finances slowly over time, like filing the wrong tax status, missing energy credits, or selling assets at the wrong moment. Now, if you're a business owner or dreaming of becoming one, an accountant is non-negotiable, not just for taxes, but for strategy. They help you figure out if you can afford that new hire, whether your pricing makes sense, or if your business is quietly bleeding cash. They give you financial clarity so you can make decisions with confidence, not guesswork. One of the smartest moves you can make is to stop seeing accountants as an expense and start viewing them as an investment. A good accountant doesn't cost you money. They protect it. They grow it. They guide it. So how do you act on this? If you're self-employed or own property, get a consultation. If you're unsure about your taxes, stop winging it and talk to a pro. If your business is growing, bring in an accountant to plan your next steps. Because whether you're earning $40,000 or $400,000, smart financial decisions start with understanding, and the right accountant can help you get there. So, what do accountants actually do? They do way more than balance books or file taxes. They safeguard your money, help you make smarter choices, and keep your financial life on track, whether you're a solo freelancer, a homeowner, or the CEO of a growing business. They don't just deal with numbers, they deal with consequences. And when you work with the right accountant, those consequences can be powerful in your favor. Here's the real question. Are you using your accountant the way you should? Or are you leaving thousands of dollars in major opportunities on the table? Let's be honest, financial confusion holds people back. But once you have someone in your corner who understands the rules of the game, everything changes. So drop a comment below. What's one financial move you wish you had guidance on? And if you've ever worked with an accountant, did it help or hurt? And if you got value from this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more clear, practical breakdowns of the financial world, because your money should be working just as hard as you are.